Alrighty then. Let's see if we can get this stream up and going. Looks like we're doing it. Hey everybody, Scott here from the NerdSyncs. I'll give a second for everyone to pop in, but we got a couple good, fun announcements to get to. Why does it say my stream is offline? Oh, alright, never mind. Now it's working. I think. I don't know. My internet's real wonky at the moment, so apologies. OBS says I'm in the green, so we're gonna go off of that. See if this is looking good. Although the YouTube live stream, I'm getting some comments now. How's it going, everybody? I have to refresh the page. Like I said, my internet's really bad. Can you guys see me and hear me okay? That's the $1 million question I always ask whenever I go live. It's looking good? Awesome. Yeah, cool. Well, as long as OBS says I'm in the green, then we should be looking pretty good. Fantastic. Hi, everybody. How you doing? It's really late. I know there's not going to be a lot of people watching, and we actually just have a couple different things that I wanted to quickly address. Sorry if I'm looking down here. That's where the chat is. That's where you guys are. 15 people watching now. That jumped up real fast. Yeah, so number one, first and foremost, yesterday, I meant to do a live stream yesterday, but I missed it because I was working. Yesterday was the 5-year anniversary of, like, the first episode of Comic Misconceptions, the first comic book video I ever posted on the internet. And that's pretty exciting. 5 years on the YouTube. It's not 5 years since my very first YouTube video. It's not even 5 years since the very first NerdSync upload. It's very specifically the comic book thing. It's a weird anniversary to celebrate, but still, that's pretty awesome. I know it's really late where a lot of people are. My sleep schedule is off. I know a lot of you guys know this, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Happy Pentiversary. Thank you. Reading some of the chat here. Did I see the Supernatural? I did see that Supernatural's doing a Scooby-Doo crossover episode. Because as soon as it was announced, everybody messaged me on Twitter. I will probably watch it. Who knows? We'll get into some Scooby-Doo stuff, as the title and thumbnail suggest. But the most important thing right now is that we have a new video out on the main channel, the NerdSync channel. It's about Deathstroke, how he sees, or how he fights with only one eye, how he can go toe-to-toe with Batman and Green Arrow while having a severe disadvantage. What's the science of that? How's that work? And it's a really great video. It's a guest video by a different Scott from the channel Friggin' Boom Toys. He's great. And yeah, definitely go check that out if you didn't get a notification for it, if it's not showing up in your sub box. I know that only 13 people are watching this, so, at most, I'm expecting to get 13 additional views. But I posted it late at night on purpose because we've had some success with that in the past with doing late night videos. If you recall, things like our DuckTales video, which is still finding massive success. It actually just got a big hit the other day because Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco had a video about him doing DuckTales, and then our video was suggested, so we got like 20,000 extra views off of that, which was awesome. But yeah, that was posted like really late at night, like 1 a.m. or something like that. And that's just one example. We did a bunch of other videos and they all did really well, posting it really late at night. And YouTube data and analytics show that for our specific channel, for you guys, for our whole audience, that's right. NerdSync After Dark is kind of the best strategy for us at the moment. That's when the most people are watching, apparently. Who knew? So we're going to stick to that. Apologies if you're going to be asleep or if you're in a different time zone and you're working during this kind of time. But, if you set on notifications, and I know we don't have a consistent schedule, so it's not something that you can look forward to every week. We're working on that too. A lot of stuff we're doing. We covered a lot of this in the last live stream about scheduling changes and whatnot. But, yeah. I do, you're right. Logie 7. I do like to do this. I should do this more often. I like live streaming. I just like popping in here, talking to you guys. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, let's briefly talk about, I don't know if you guys saw the news. Well, it's not news, but the trailer dropped today for the Daphne and Velma movie. I guess it's going straight to I think my Amazon Echo thought I was talking to it. So the trailer dropped for the Daphne and Velma movie. I think it's straight to DVD or something like that. Like, it's not even going to air on TV. So we just like continuously downgrade from the live action Scooby-Doo movies, from theatrical release to, TV movie to now just straight home release. So yeah, that's great. So before we go any further, let me gauge your guys' reactions. What did you guys think about some of the live-action Scooby-Doo movies? Whether the theatrical ones, Scooby-Doo 1, Scooby-Doo, I think it was just called Scooby-Doo the movie, Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, a.k.a. the second best movie ever made, behind Scott Pilgrim. And then, I don't want to sway your opinion in any case, but if you disagree, you are objectively wrong. And then there are the TV movies, Scooby-Doo The Mystery Begins, and what's the other one? Like Scooby-Doo and the Lagoon Monster or something like that. I don't know. The Curse of the Lagoon, the Cursed Lagoon Man. That's what it is, I'm pretty sure. They killed it. Loved them as a young lad. The first two were fine, but 2 was better. Correct. I was legit scared of all those films. Yeah. I don't know if I was scared, but the first one, I don't know. There was some weird parts. More of a Flintstones boy. Yeah, man. Viva Rock Vegas is either on Netflix currently or it's about to come to Netflix. So check that out. Scooby-Doo 1 is better than Scooby-Doo 2. You take that back. It is absolutely not. Scooby-Doo 1 is an atrocity. It is just an abomination on this land. Scooby-Doo 2, much better. What about the Lego Scooby-Doo movie? I didn't even know there was one. Is there one? Are you pulling my leg? I gotta jump on that bandwagon. Recap. We're just talking about Scooby-Doo. It's all good. The Legend of the Cursed Lagoon Man. That's correct. That's the exact title. Pretty sure. Lake, not lagoon. No, pretty sure it's lagoon. I think we just confirmed it. It's lagoon. Legend of the Curse. Rise of the Legend of the Curse of the Lagoon Man. Electric Boogaloo. I tried to come up with a different joke. Couldn't do it. The first one has the Outcast song, though. Best one. Scrappy-Doo as a villain in the second... Scrappy-Doo was a villain in the first movie, which is what I hated about... So, alright. I've talked a lot about my thoughts about the first Scooby-Doo movie on my friend Ricky's podcast, Flashback Flicks. Go listen to that on iTunes and all those places. So, very briefly, let me cover my thoughts about the 2 theatrical release of Scooby-Doo. Number 1, they got a lot of the characterizations completely wrong. Especially Shaggy, I feel, was wrong. If you remember in the first movie, there was like a big whole scene about like Shaggy and Scooby having a farting contest. And I don't know about you, but when I'm watching the cartoons, that's never been a thing. They're not like portrayed as like that kind of humor. It's just that they're just scared all the time and they make silly jokes, but it's really dumb. See, I don't like the portrayal of Shaggy as a stoner. You say he wasn't enough of a stoner. I think the first movie, Scooby-Doo the movie, portrayed him as the most stonerish they've ever put Shaggy in, even in any of the cartoons either, because his crush is named Mary Jane, and he says, like, that's my favorite name. And then there's that whole scene where you think they're like smoking in the mystery machine, but really they're just grilling, but it's like it's supposed to, I hate it. I really hate when they do that. Anyway, Other characters are fine. I didn't like the fact that it was real monsters. And that happens in the second movie too. But in the whole context of the Scooby-Doo franchise, this was at a time when it was coming back, when like the 90s kind of revived Scooby-Doo with things like Zombie Island and other things where the monsters were real. And so that's kind of what they were going off of, I guess. So it's fine. But my problem is, in the first movie, you're supposed to... thank you for the compliment. The thumbnail for the most recent video. It's thank you. I enjoyed making that thumbnail. It's nice. But anyway, so in the first movie, you're establishing all of these characters, right? You're establishing, what is it, 5 different characters, right? Shaggy, Fred, Daphne, Velma, Scooby-Doo. And then they, as like a fun cameo, they throw in Scrappy. But then it turns out Scrappy is also like the main villain. Spoilers for Scooby-Doo, the movie. I think that would have been better established in the second movie. After we've already come to know everyone, be like, and guess what? Scrappy. That would have been really fun. Build up to the Scrappy instead of having him be the first villain. Flip the 2 movies around, because Scooby-Doo 2 works great as a first Scooby-Doo movie, because it's all about their original villains, the original monsters that they captured coming to life. That's a really cool idea to, number one, refresh everyone on the Scooby-Doo franchise, introduce those classic iconic characters like the Black Knight, Miner 49er, etc. And then in the next movie, you can do something that's a brand new kind of IP that turns out to be Scrappy. I think you flip the movies around, better experience all around. Yeah, Scrappy is not handled well in that movie at all. Couldn't agree more. Anyway, that's my spiel about the live action Scooby-Doo movies. So you suggest I watch them in reverse order? I don't know if you should watch them in reverse order, because I feel like number 2 kind of builds off of number 1 a little bit with certain characters, especially like the relationship between Fred and Daphne. But I would say you could probably just watch 2 as a standalone. You don't even treat 2 like it is the only one. You don't even need to watch number 1. Doesn't matter. I still have never read the Scooby Apocalypse comic book. I know I bought it. I bought like a ton of the volumes. I don't know how many volumes are out, but I bought as many as there were. And I never got around to it. I'm really bad about that. We'll get to it. Which TV series of Scooby-Doo should you watch first? Everyone in the comments, you can chime in as well. This is a question from Fan Fusion. I think my personal favorite is probably A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, just because I'm rewatching it actually currently, and it's pretty interesting. I think so. My problem with like the original series is, I mean, obviously there's a lot of dated. It's very old, and you can tell it's old. But I feel like the original series is great. The Scooby-Doo Where Are You is great once you have a better grasp of that whole franchise, in my opinion. I feel like you already have to be invested to get into that. A Pup Named Scooby-Doo is great. It's really quick and really simple. Most of the episodes, I feel like A Pup Named Scooby-Doo and What's New Scooby-Doo are the 2 that kind of mastered the formula for how a Scooby-Doo series should work, in my opinion, which is you have a monster, and then you have potential suspects, usually 3, of who they could be, and then you piece together all the clues. You know, just something very generic, stick to the script, but it's a good formula that really works for Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? It's frustrating to me at times, because sometimes the monster will be a character that you haven't even met yet until they're unmasked. Or there will be only one suspect, so there's only one person it could possibly be. It's not a very fun guessing game. It's not really fun to watch it and try to figure it out, because you're either going to get frustrated with, well, I didn't even know this character existed, or you're going to be like, well, this is the only character it could be. There's a little bit of that in Pup Named Scooby-Doo, especially at the start, but it evolves later on, and it especially treats it as kind of a It's kind of a engaging show where they break the fourth wall a lot, and they ask, it's very like pseudo Dora the Explorer-esque at times, where they're just like, do you know who it is? But it's obviously, that one is very heavy-handedly a kid's show. But yeah, that's what I think. The OG ones are probably a chore to get through. I don't think they're a chore personally. It also depends on what you're looking for in Scooby-Doo. Personally, I like the shows and the movies where the monsters aren't real. I think when they're not real, it lends itself better to the overall thesis of Scooby-Doo, which is that paranormal experiences usually have some sort of grounding in real in the reality. So things like 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, not my jam. You might enjoy that though. Who knows? So anyway, I talk about Scooby-Doo too much. I don't even make that many videos about Scooby-Doo. We gotta change that. I've actually got a couple videos on the docket for Scooby-Doo related things. Thoughts on Be Cool Scooby-Doo? Have not seen it. The art style put me off immediately. I'm very picky with Scooby-Doo. If it's not a good art style and I'm sure it's a fine art style. Some people like that sort of thing. It's not for me. It's not reminiscent of Scooby-Doo for me. Even if anyone remembers Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue, that was terrible. And I feel like that didn't work. I feel like the art style with that one was bad too. Yeah, when it's more Sherlock for kids, I definitely agree with that one. Did I like Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated? Not at first. I think that's a show that had to grow on me for sure. That is a show where the monsters turn out to be real, but the thing I like about that one is the way that it impacts Velma a lot. Because she's the person who's always saying that monsters aren't real, ghosts aren't real. There's always a scientific explanation, and then once they find out that but there isn't this time, then it's not like they brush it off and well, I guess I was wrong once. It actually really affects Velma. I lived my whole life thinking that science was the answer, and then we come across something where science isn't the answer, and I don't know how to deal with that. So it's a really interesting. I like the show because it's very serialized. It's not a one-off, one monster, you solve it, move on. There's a lot of that, but it's also got this overarching thread over the next 2 seasons, which is really cool. I have gone on a rant about how I don't like the end of Mystery Incorporated. I think it's very bad, in a word. Simply because they didn't follow up on it. I won't go into spoilers, but there's a huge cliffhanger, and I'm not even mad that there is a cliffhanger. I'm mad that the show most likely knew that they weren't getting a season 3, and they decided to end it that way anyway. That's what I'm mad about. Oh well. The characters are very well developed in Mystery Inc. My biggest issue I had was with Velma dating Shaggy. I think it ruined her character a lot, and I was very happy when that was no longer a thing. Yeah. Everyone else was great. Other parts of Velma and Shaggy were great, but just not them together. Didn't care for it. Yeah, like I said, didn't really care for Mystery Incorporated's ending. Who's your favorite monster, my dude? Great question. Of all of the Scooby-Doo shows, I'm gonna do an unpopular one. You ready for this one? The Cyber Ghost from was it Cyber Chase? Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase? I like that one. I think that was a really fun villain, and it played into a lot of cool technical themes. And that's another one where all the clues were laid out in front of you. And you just gotta piece together the little tiny things. Notice the mannerisms and what the Cyber Ghost does. But heck yeah, I love the I know a lot of people don't like the Cyber Ghost, but I love Cyber Chase. It's great. I enjoy it. You always choose unpopular people. I know. It's not intentional. These are just like the actual things. I remember really, really enjoying Cyber Chase when I grew up. Scooby, all right. Penguin, we're going to disagree here. Scooby-Doo Zombie Island is the best thing Scooby-Doo related, hands down. That's what you say. I disagree. I've gone on record with this on Twitter. I don't like Zombie Island. It's very pretty. It is probably the most beautiful animated Scooby-Doo movie, period. I'll give you that. It's very, very pretty. But that's another one where the monsters are real, and I just don't like it. It's very antithetical to what Scooby-Doo stands for, in my opinion. But you know, we all have different reasons why we like the things that we like. And for me, the thing I liked about Scooby-Doo was that there was always an explanation and a scientific thing. But they just kind of were like, nope, not this time. I don't know. We should talk about the Daphne and Velma thing, since that's what this is about. So let's talk about oh wait, hold on. Zombie Island was not the first time the monsters were real. I believe that was 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. That was the whole premise of that show, is that the monsters were real. But I will say, let's talk about the Daphne and Velma movie thingy. I have some thoughts. I thought about doing a trailer reaction, but I don't want to do that. Because that's boring to me. So we'll just talk about it. If you haven't seen the trailer, you can just Google it. It's not on YouTube for some reason. I thought about ripping it and uploading it to here just so it would be on YouTube in some capacity. Yeah, it's not a show. I think I said show. It's a movie, the Daphne and Velma movie. That is a thing that either exists currently or will exist. I don't know. I don't know when it's coming out, if it's not already out. Trailer reactions are not good content. I agree. Bye everyone who's leaving. But yeah, so I don't look. Here's the thing: we've already gotten origin stories with Scooby-Doo. We've already gotten, obviously the live action and the mystery begins, I believe is what it's called. So we've already seen where the gang starts to exist from. I'm sure we've had some cartoons that explore it. It wasn't explored too much on how everyone met in things like Pup Named Scooby-Doo or anything like that. But I do remember vaguely there being like, maybe cutaways or clips to how like Shaggy met Scooby and whatnot. So, doesn't Shaggy have a sister? Yes, she does. Her name is, oh no. What's her name? It's like something really dumb, because their whole family has really dumb names. It's not like Sugar or something like that. I can't remember. Someone Google that. Oh, Shuggy. Okay, I was close. Thank you. Why wasn't Fred blonde in the TV movies? Just 'cause they didn't feel like it. They poked fun at it occasionally. Why are they in such a high-tech school? They also changed the name of the school, didn't they? I couldn't hear it very well, because I refused to watch it more than once. But yeah, they're in such a high-tech school, which is very strange to me, because the amount of like CGI or budget that could have gone into, like that went into making the school very high-tech could have easily gone to making a digital Scooby. They didn't want to do that. Did they? You actually find the CGI for Scooby to be worse in the second movie than the first for some reason. In the theatrical ones, I don't know. I haven't seen them back to back in a while. So who knows? But you might be right. You might be right about that. I do remember that specifically for the TV ones, that they specifically modeled Scooby as more of a cartoon than more of a realistic dog, whereas in the theatrical ones, they wanted to make him more realistic, I guess. Realistic, Yeah, they could have gotten a better set designer. They could have gotten, a better story, as Brian says. All of these things is where the budget could have gone, but it didn't. You'll notice in the trailer as well, I don't think we ever saw what the monster was, if there was a monster. We just saw the effects of the monster, sort of a thing. So, yeah, the CG was bad in the TV ones for sure. So I'm wondering if the twist, if you will, is going to be that there isn't a monster and that it's some other thing, but we're never actually going to see a monster. Yeah, they walk into a locker and bam, brain dead. That's exactly what happens, and it's really dumb. So I wager that it's probably they don't have the budget for a monster. So they just have bright lights in a doorway, and then they just get actors to act silly or whatever. But I don't know. This is really dumb. I will say, I didn't look up any of the actors, but the actor who plays Velma, I actually do quite enjoy. Her deliveries on a lot of things are very funny. I'm also not a very judgy, kind of cynical person, I feel. So maybe you all disagree and you would think, nope, she's terrible. But I thought she was very funny. Am I jealous that Tech and Kojak were in the same room as Hamilton, the Joker, Luke Skywalker, and Wonder Woman? Well, two of those people are the same person. No, I wasn't jealous of that. They actually texted me while it was happening, and they said, and my response was, they said, like, Lin-Manuel Miranda is handing out sandwiches or something, and I was like, you're burying the lead, guys. What kind of sandwich we talking about here? Like Italian, or is it like a club, or what's going on? So we mostly talked about the sandwich rather than the celebrities, but that was a fun time. What's the point of this new movie? I don't know. It's not, you would think that it's to make money, right? Because that's why anyone does anything. But it's not going to make money. It's not going to further the Scooby-Doo brand, because there's not Scooby-Doo in it. It's not going to spawn off a franchise, because of course it isn't. It feels, you know what it feels like to me is somebody got the rights to make a Scooby-Doo movie, but they only got the rights to 2 characters. And so they thought, well, I'm the biggest Scooby-Doo fan in the world. I'm going to do it anyway. That's what I would do if someone approached me and says, hey, look, you're able to make a Scooby-Doo movie, theoretically, but you only get Fred and hot dog water. I'd be like, you know what? Frickin' sign me up. I am making that movie. So I don't know. Hopefully it's a passion project and the passion comes out in it. But who knows, man. They shouldn't set it in like a sort of futuristic setting. They should set it in more of a 60s. Well, here's the really interesting thing about Scooby-Doo, is that depending on which show we're talking about, it's very clear that their world is more technically advanced than ours. So it might look like the future to us, but you have to remember that in the Scooby-Doo universe, World War II for them was fought with robots. So they are infinitely ahead of us in terms of technology. That is canon, by the way. That happened. So they are infinitely ahead of us in technology. So that part I didn't have too much of a problem with. That just seemed on par for Scooby-Doo. Yeah, the trailer didn't even work. I agree. I had such a horrible like mobile experience trying to view it on my phone. I just wait until later. Yes, are you guys reacting to me saying that that World War II was fought with robots? Yes, that is a canon thing. If you watch Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, in Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, they come across a sunken submarine, and inside of it they find, or no, they first come across just a robot, and then they immediately recognize it as, oh, that's one of the robots that fought in World War II. And I'm like, hold on, what? And everyone just accepts it, and then they that they become a big part of the show from that point forward. The evil villain has like an army of World War II robots that the team has to fight. It's nuts. So yeah, that was in Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. Believe it or not. That actually happened, guys. I have problems with Scooby-Doo. Yeah, the trailer's not on YouTube. I don't know why. I have trailers with or I have problems with Mystery Incorporated. That's not one of them. I actually found that to be amazing. Because when you also think about it, a show like A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, right, had also a lot of advanced technology. Velma had a personal computer that she carried around with her before laptops were really a thing. This was early 90s, before like personal laptops were feasible in the mass market. Here's Velma, you know, pulling out a laptop, typing away some clues and whatnot. Where is the trailer? You have to Google it. It's on some news website. It's not on YouTube. I don't know. I just Google Daphne and Velma trailer. You should be able to find it. But yeah. Let me go back into the chat here. I love that, and I want to see a World War II documentary from the Scooby-Doo universe. I want to find out where their universe diverged from ours, if that's how their technology was all the way back in World War II. Like, what happened? What kind of Mass Effect kind of event, catalyst happened in their culture that jump-started their technology light years ahead of our own? That's what I want to know. Velma was the inventor of laptops. Confirmed. Yeah, there was a lot of interesting technology. I thought Mystery Incorporated did a really good job with kind of almost expanding on that idea, embracing that idea that it just in the Scooby-Doo universe, they just have better technology. It's why villains always have the coolest gear. They can fly. They have holograms all the way back in like the 60s. They have freaking ice rays. Like all the villains always have the craziest, awesome technology. And, it just makes sense that would be used in warfare in World War II. Canon, guys. Awesome stuff. And yet they're still driving. Hey, that van is decked out. The Mystery Machine, once again, in Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated and in What's New Scooby-Doo, you can actually see a ton of the stuff that van is capable of. From being like fully armored and being remote controlled. It has all sorts of awesome gadgets and gizmos and things that it can do. It's really the Mystery Machine. Pretty great. You like the bit where Velma says that's what they all say? You know, like I said, I feel like she has some pretty good lines. She has some really fun. I feel like she's the only actor in that whole trailer that I was like, you feel like you're not acting. You feel like you're just. It's almost like whoever that actor is who's playing Velma. It's almost like she's just not acting, and every line is like her legitimately being like, I can't believe I'm in this movie. This is weird, right? Yeah. Gadgets and gizmos and what's its galore. That's correct. The Mystery Machine is greater than the Batmobile. Don't at me. You are correct! Yes, the Mystery Machine can fly. Oh, wow. Which one was that one in? Probably many things. James Gunn, what medication were you on to make those Scooby-Doo scripts? A lot. He was on a lot of them. A lot of meds. It transformed to a plane in Be Cool. See, that's why I never watched Be Cool Scooby-Doo. Sorry. How long have I been live? We've been live for about 33 minutes. 34 minutes. YouTube will only notify you if you have the bell selected and you're an active participant in the channel or something. They're dumb. YouTube's dumb. Once again, we have a new video out on the main channel, out right now, just a couple hours ago. All about Deathstroke, the science behind how Deathstroke can fight Batman and Green Arrow. Go watch it if you haven't. It's a good video. But yeah. So This movie, the Daphne and Velma movie. Let me ask you. Let's backtrack a little bit. Let me ask you a question that was asked to me. Why is this being made? Because, like I said, it's not going to make money. It's not going to further the Scooby-Doo franchise in any meaningful way. So why do you think it's being made? If anyone has any actual legitimate information on that, that'd be really interesting. I hope it's just because it's a passion project. Someone just randomly got the rights to 2 of the characters and was like, let's do it. But who knows, man? The What's New Scooby-Doo episode about the Mystery Machine was awesome. The one where it was taken over, where it was like haunted or whatever, hijacked. Is that the one? That's a good one. Someone needs to keep hold of some rights. Maybe that's it. Maybe they just need to make something Scooby-Doo related in order to keep holding on to those rights. That's an interesting idea. And the cheapest thing to do would be to get 2. Oh, I hate where my brain just went. Oh no. I was going to say, what's the cheapest thing they can do? Well, obviously no Scooby-Doo, right? CGI is going to cost a fortune. And statistically, female actresses are paid less. So that's why they went Velma and Daphne. Yikes, that might be the reason there, gang. I think we figured it out. Another mystery solved. Velma was decent. What did I think about Daphne? Didn't care for Daphne's such a hard character to pull off. They've really changed her a lot in the recent years. Yeah, you're right. Black Belt Daphne or Samurai Scooby? Gotta go Samurai Scoob, man. Pretty awesome. Yeah, this is one mystery we did not want to solve. Good point. Yeah, I feel like Daphne's a really hard character, really tricky character to pull off, especially in recent years, because they've changed a lot of her character up. She used to be just, obviously the generic, like, girl in the first series in Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? And they really tried to give her a personality over the course of the decades. I think probably one of the best, I mean, they certainly have. One of my favorite things about the live-action Scooby-Doo movies is that, especially the second one, especially Monsters Unleashed, is that Daphne turns into this MacGyver kind of character where she can get her way out of any, like, years of being the damsel in distress has basically taught her how to escape from anywhere. And I think that's a really awesome idea that's not really explored too much in the cartoons. Maybe some of it was explored in What's New Scooby-Doo. But I really like that idea for sure. Yes, corporate greed. Yes. With Matthew Lillard as Shaggy again. Hey, Matthew Lillard is still Shaggy currently. He's the voice of Shaggy in all the cartoons after R.I.P. Casey Kasem. But man, can you believe that, like, Frank Welker's been voicing Fred since the beginning? He voices Scooby as well now, I believe. But wasn't always that way. But he's been on the pipes as Fred this entire time. That's incredible. Both leads are named Sarah. Now directing this would be the real mystery. Sarah, go stand there. Not you, Sarah. That's great. Yeah, I do love Matthew Lillard as Shaggy. He's I like his voice acting. I think he's gotten he's kind of, I like how he went from the live action to the voice acting. It's really cool how he kind of carved out that space. Yeah, Frank voiced Scooby since What's New. Yes, that's part of the reason I like What's New, is because I think he does a really good Scooby. Because some of the older Scoobies, not my fave. Yeah, he's at least, that man's a legend. He's awesome. And then, of course, the Velma voice actors currently are, oh no, testing my knowledge. I know Kate Micucci's one of them. but the more prominent one is, I'm trying not to look at the chat because I know you guys are going to say it, but I should know this. I should know this off the top of my head. But I don't. I'll know it once anyone types it or says it. Yeah, Scooby is a Great Dane. That is correct. Mindy Cone, you're right. That's who it is. I knew it. I knew it too. Thank you. Yes. So Hex Girls are the best. Yes. Those are great. I think they alternate. I think Mindy Cone and Kate Micucci alternate who does Velma's voice. So that's the real question. Which one of those two you like more? I think Mindy Cone. Just because she's done it for longer. And it's like internally. But I do like Kate Micucci. The new Scooby-Doo movies was the definition of bad sequels. Unrelated, you like my hat. Thank you. It's a good hat. Velma in spandex, yes or no? I will admit that when Monsters Unleashed did that, kind of a terrible idea. What did I think about the early 2000 Scooby-Doo movies with Hanna-Barbera? You're gonna have to be specific which ones. Because I'm sure there were some that I watched and a lot that I didn't. I do remember there being a ton of Scooby-Doo marathons during that kind of peak early 2000s Scooby-Doo vibe, and I watched that a lot. Scott, they're doing an Aquaman Jabberjaw crossover. Now I want a Scooby-Doo and Bat-Fam. Well, they already did. They even just recently did Scooby-Doo and Batman. They've done some in the past, and they just did another one very recently with Brave and the Bold, which I have not seen. I have it, I think. Ricky also bought me like randomly ages ago. He bought me like the original ones, but yeah, I'll have to watch them. There's a lot of crossovers I haven't seen. My beard is looking magnificent this evening. Well, thank you. I would like to plug the company Beard brand. They didn't sponsor this live stream. I feel like that's apparent because we're 41 minutes in before I even mention them. But my buddy Eric from Beard brand, I met him like a month or so ago, and he sent me a whole bunch of beard grooming products, and it's been a good time. It's been a fun, grand old time. He's a great man. I will be watching the Supernatural one probably. If I can find it. That was the reason I didn't watch the Brave and the Bold crossover, was because I couldn't easily find it. It wasn't on iTunes like immediately. I think it's on there now, but it wasn't there like at the start. What was my favorite part? Loganberry Crumble says, what a great name. That sounds delicious. So you recently stated that the Cyber Ghost was your favorite monster. What is your favorite part about that movie? My favorite part about that movie is the kind of like final level or whatever it was, because it was all a video game, right? And I like that it brought in, it's the same reason I like Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed. It brought in a lot of the old monsters. It brought in a lot of the old kind of iconography from early Scooby-Doo shows. You had like their doppelgangers or what have you, their NPCs or whatever. That was like the original gang, and everyone was just kind of slightly off to show kind of how time has progressed and whatnot. I really liked that whole level. I thought it was a really cool idea to show in a movie about. I mean, think about what that conjures up, right? It's a movie about a cyber ghost. Scooby-Doo traditionally has always been real life ghosts. This was their first ghost that wasn't a physical thing. It was a virus. And so they were kind of showing the cross between the divides of the old Scooby-Doo and the new Scooby-Doo, and having that actually play out in that level of having the old characters side by side with the new interpretations of them. It was a really cool idea. So I think that's what I like the most about it. Was it weird to you when the cyber monster escaped into real life? Yes, it was weird. Admittedly, there's always something weird with Scooby-Doo things, but... Which Scooby-Doo has the best theme song? That's gotta go to A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. In fact, if you watch A Pup Named Scooby-Doo episodes, my favorite part is that they go from one song into the next. Music is so vital in Scooby-Doo cartoons, especially A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. You have that iconic theme song, so come along, it's mystery time. So great. And then it moves on to like a title card, which is something like Scooby-Dooby, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, or something like that. I don't know. They have like 5 different theme songs, and then it moves on to Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo. It's got all of the music, and it's all great, and it's got that kind of fun, like jazzy vibe to it. It's awesome. I love that one. What's New Scooby-Doo is the best theme. That's a really great one. I love that one too. I love that with that's so good. And of course the original. The original is so good. It's so classic and iconic. And we're gonna make a video about the music in Scooby-Doo in some capacity. I don't know what yet. But I want to dive into just the importance of music in Scooby-Doo because obviously they had the chase sequences with different songs. And it was such a big part of that show, of that franchise, was the music. The music is always such a huge deal to Scooby-Doo, and I want to make a video about it in some capacity, but I just don't know how yet. Working on it. Least favorite theme song? Do you mean? I don't know. There's been a lot that are probably just real forgettable, huh? I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I'm sure there are some that are just not very good. Like Mystery Incorporated is a good theme song, but it's not like a hum along, sing along sort of thing because there aren't lyrics to it. But I don't know. Same with like other. I can't even remember. There's just a bunch that I don't even remember. My favorite is Scott's cover of A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. Yeah, that merged all 3 of my favorite versions together. I wish cartoons still had the passion they used to, and the new Scooby-Doo cartoon was actually good. Yeah. I do. I will say they're still making cartoon Scooby-Doo movies that premiere on. I don't know if they premiere on Cartoon Network. They at least premiere on Boomerang, which is fun. That's the only reason I have a subscription to Boomerang, is so I can watch Scooby-Doo. There are other great shows on there, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and I'm even one to enjoy a Tom and Jerry every now and again. But Scooby-Doo's the one. That's the one where it's at. That's why I have it in the first place. Mystery Incorporated is the worst because it was lazy. It's still good, but no lyrics made it worse. Yeah. I don't know if I want to say that's lazy. I think it was just a choice that they decided not to do any lyrics because I feel like even just having lyrics wouldn't really fit the tone of that show. That show wanted to be taken more seriously. They didn't want a lot of cartoony lyrics to it. But yeah, I do love the Tom and Jerry. I'm glad that you guys are getting on board with it too. Boomerang's. I don't know if it's an actual channel. I don't have cable or anything like that. I just have a subscription on my on like the internet to Boomerang, to that specific thing. I don't have anything else. I've got Hulu and Netflix, HBO, Boomerang. Those are the 4. That's all I watch. If it's not on those 4, I can't. I don't know. I'm not gonna watch it. I have not seen Gravity Falls, and I know that everyone's gonna recommend that to me. And that's fine if I have the time. I know it is a channel. I know Boomerang is a channel, but I just don't have cable. So. It runs nothing interesting. I do. Is any Scooby-Doo on Netflix? I don't actually know. I don't know if there's any Scooby-Doo on Netflix because I just watch it on Boomerang. Not all of it's there on Boomerang. In fact, they just recently got A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, so. Falling a little bit behind on that one. And they don't even have every episode of like the original series or What's New Scooby-Doo or anything like that. It's weird. It's weird. Like they just don't have. I don't know. You would think that all they would need is they have all the archives. There's not that many episodes. Just throw it all up there. But Mystery Begins was on Netflix? What a weird one to have on Netflix. You should watch Gravity Falls. Yeah, I'm sure I will like it. I don't know what it's about. I don't watch a lot of modern cartoons, to be honest, unless it's, I'm trying to think if I do watch one. I don't know. I don't think I do. The most modern cartoon I've watched was probably Mystery Incorporated, if I'm being honest. It's Scooby-Doo, and you will not regret. It's Scooby-Doo-esque. I gotcha. They only have the 2000s live action films. Weird. No. Wait, like the theatrical ones or the TV ones? That's important distinction. Because I bought the live action, the theatrical ones, and if I found out I didn't have to, I'll still be fine, because now I own them. They don't have either live action movie on there anymore. Interesting. I'm getting mixed reviews. Oh, I did watch Young Justice. I thought Mystery Incorporated came out after Young Justice. Maybe I'm getting my timeline mixed up. I did watch Young Justice. I thought Young Justice was good. That was one of the ones that I was watching. I have seen Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra, so I guess I watched some cartoons. But I mean, like, I haven't watched any that have been, like, new within the past couple years, I guess. Yeah, Jackie Chan Adventures? Heck yeah. I rewatched that in college a few years back. That was awesome. I love that. SpongeBob. Yeah. And the Lego Movie one. Nice. Well, cool. We've been going for like 50 minutes, so we might end it really soon. But thanks for joining, everybody. We had a lot of people jump in and out. I think the most we had at one time was like 30-something, which is pretty awesome for this small little channel over here. Sparta is going over to sneeze or something. I don't know. He sneezes a lot. Background cats. That's right. Never ends. Scooby-Doo never ends. I really need to publish more videos about Scooby-Doo. I feel like I talk about it more than I talk about comic book things, and yet I post comic books every so often. So, yes, we need to post more about Scooby-Doo. I'll get on that. It'll be a good time. While I have you guys here, let's not end it out too soon. But we are streaming a lot on Twitch, or we're going to be streaming a lot on Twitch. There's that new game, or it's not, I mean, I guess it's newish, whatever. It's Sea of Thieves. It's a great game. I'm having fun with it, playing with Chris and Bryce. It's a good time. So if you're interested in watching us play, you can go to twitch.tv/NerdSync Gaming to watch us fail at being pirates. It's a great time. We streamed for about 3 or 4 hours the other day, just getting our sea legs, if you will. And I was very disappointed because Bryce was our captain and he didn't want any confrontation. So next time we stream, next time we play, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna be actual pirates, and we're gonna go shoot people and sink some ships. That's what we're gonna do in a video game. So we're going to be doing that relatively soon, probably within the next couple days. We're going to be up there again. Sans Bryce. Bryce will be busy with schoolwork, but we will have people filling in, and maybe I will be captain. I'm the captain now. Is that still a meme? I don't know. Yeah, please don't take my "we're going to go shoot people" out of context, please. Not a fan of that idea. Oh, man, now my cat's scratching at the door back there. But yeah, I will update you whenever I read Scooby-Doo Apocalypse. That will probably play into my video about I have a video planned about the philosophy of Scooby-Doo, how I interpret Scooby-Doo, and that's going to be a good time. Why are we, like, kind of coming to an end, and we have like the most people watching now. Thank you for joining. I hope you're not going to be disappointed when we close out in the next couple minutes, but rapid fire, well, we did this last time and it was a ton of fun. Rapid fire question round for like the next 5 minutes or so we can end this at like exactly an hour. Hit me any and all questions. I will answer them as quickly as possible. No conversations, no, expanding on an idea. Question, answer. That's how we do it. It's going to be a good time. Thoughts on the Scooby-Doo and Kiss crossover. Didn't read or watch it. I don't know if it was a comic or thing. Maybe I'm thinking of the Archie and Kiss crossover. That was a comic, I think, right? I can't remember. I didn't do it. I'm breaking my own rules. Who's my favorite Scooby-Doo character? Gotta give it up to Fred, actually. I'm a huge fan of Fred. I especially like him in the current interpretation where he is, like, sexually aroused by traps. It's very entertaining to me. Let's see here. Best dog from the Scooby-Doo series that isn't Scooby? Who? Well, it's not Scrappy, for sure. He's terrible. Gotta give it up to, what was Scooby's girlfriend's name from the Mystery Incorporated? Her. Because that's the only one I can think of at the moment. I know there were plenty. Pumpkin, you're meowing, and it's weird because nothing is happening over there. All right. Thoughts on Scrappy-Doo? Not a fan. Opinion on Tom and Jerry direct-to-DVD movies, if you've seen them. I've probably seen them if they've aired on any capacity on TV, even if they didn't premiere on TV, if they just aired on TV at some point. I used to watch a lot of like cartoon reruns for Scooby-Doo and Tom and Jerry, so probably a fan. I like the one where there's that big like worldwide race with all the different characters. It's very fun and entertaining to me. Do I have Scooby-Doo Lego? I do not, I don't think. I always meant to buy some, but I never got around to it. We will be doing some more Lego stuff on this channel, actually, around Infinity War. So get ready for that. Get ready for some Infinity War Legos over here, streaming on this channel. It's going to be a fun time. Do I want a Fred movie? There's already been 3 of them. That was a joke, because of YouTube Fred with a, yeah. Let's see. Favorite flavor of Flintstones vitamin? Gotta give it up to the grape. Favorite Ninja Turtle? Gonna have to give it to Donatello. Big fan of Donatello. Wacky Races. Wacky Races isn't that a separate thing? Then the Tom and Jerry one that I'm referring to, I thought Wacky Races was a separate thing. And the Tom and Jerry one might have been in that vein or something. I can't remember. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. I don't know. It's been years. Maybe you're right. We'll say that you're right. Who do I think will die in Infinity War? I'm going to say, well, I think Tony for sure, because I don't think a world could, because obviously Robert Downey Jr. has to retire the role at some point. They can't afford him otherwise. But I don't think there could logically exist a world where Tony Stark exists and he isn't in other movies, like helping out other heroes, because we've already seen that it's impossible for him to like put the suit of armor away and not meddle with things, because that was kind of what Iron Man 3 was about. And then he came back and did other things, blah, blah, blah. So I think he has to die if they don't want him in movies anymore. It just makes logical sense. Other people might die. Rhodey might die. Who knows? Mystery Machine spinoff. Yes, 100% I'm there. Random question, what is the best soda? The best soda is Coke Zero. Big fan of it, although I was reminded recently that Cheerwine is a thing, and I enjoy Cheerwine quite a bit. I just can't get it in most places around here. I can only get it like back home in South Carolina. It's very good. Favorite Tom and Jerry movie? I think I already said that one. The one where they're racing around the world. That's a good one. Least favorite precipitation? Like rain? Rain, what's his name? From The Office. I don't know. Cheerwine is good. I do like Cheerwine. Which sock do I put on first, left or right? I think I do right foot. That's what I do. You know, both at the same time if you can manage it. I do remember that Surge is a thing. I don't think I've ever had Surge, to be honest with you. You live in South Kakalaki too? I don't live there currently. That's where my family is. I live in Texas at the moment. Favorite non-human Green Lantern. Big fan of Green Lantern. I could give like the generic answers of like Kilowog or was it Mogo? But that's boring. Those are like standard. I need a fun one. Chip? Is Chip still a thing? That's who I'm picking. The Fast and the Furriest. Correctamundo. That's the name of the Tom and Jerry one? The Fast and the Furriest? That's a fun title. Rainn Wilson. I thought it was Rainn Wilson, but it didn't sound correctly. Correctly? Correct. Do I like Hot Girl? Not really. But that's, I mean, I don't hate her. I just, you know, it's whatever. Oh, we went over an hour. I wasn't paying attention to the time. Will I watch Daphne and Velma? Probably, honestly, just for the experience. Can anyone figure out when that comes out, if it's not already out? Because I didn't catch it at the end of the like I said, I refused to watch it more than once. So there was probably a date at the end, but I missed it. Best Hogwarts house. Well, I am Ravenclaw, and I do like Ravenclaw, so I say it's Ravenclaw. How come Rhodey went from War Machine to Iron Patriot back to War Machine? Probably because the press that Iron Patriot got was kidnapping the president, so that's probably not a great idea. So, going back to basics. It's already out? Comes out, no, sorry. Somebody says May 22nd. All right, that's more, that makes more sense to me. Either one. We'll look it up. If it's available on iTunes or something, then I'll buy it. If not, I have to figure, I don't know if it's going to even be in just stores. How do I find it? I don't know. But it's already out on Blu-ray? Is it? Oh no! Alright, we have to figure this out before I end the stream. Is it out or is it not out? Can I watch it tonight or can I not watch it tonight? That's the question, because if I can watch it tonight, then that is absolutely what I am doing immediately after this. iTunes in 2018? That's something. Pre-order. Okay. So it's pre-order something? Or not pre-order, or not, so it's not available now. Okay, I think we've settled it. I'm actually very disappointed. Will Ant-Man take place before Infinity War? Yes. I believe that was confirmed, right? Like, it comes out after Infinity War, but it takes place before Infinity War? I think that's what I said. It's direct to DVD, so it might be out. Ugh! I need definitive answers, guys. All right. I'm going to do it myself. Daphne and Velma movie 2018. Is it a thing that is out currently? Release date, I'm reading May 22nd. It looks like it's already on Amazon though. Oh my god! Oh, that cover of the font or whatever. It's terrible. Guys, if you look up Daphne and Velma on Amazon, the Blu-ray cover is fine. It's okay. It's what you would expect. The DVD cover looks like a Disney Channel original series that people just phoned in about 20 minutes. It's so bad. The Blu-ray cover's much better. But yeah, I'm getting that it's for pre-order. I can't watch it now. Daphne and Velma will die in Infinity War. Correct! That is confirmed. That is confirmed. Can you guys hear my cat? Back there? What are you doing? She only acts up when I'm talking a lot. So whenever I'm doing live streams or recording videos, basically the two most inconvenient times is when she does it. It's to try and steer people towards the Blu-ray. You know what? You're not wrong. And it's only it's less than $4 extra, guys, for the Blu-ray versus the DVD. DVDs? What even is that? Can I stream it? What does that mean? Blu-ray, though, I know what that is. God, like even the logos for the movies are different. Like you look at the Blu-ray cover, Daphne and Velma, it looks like very Scooby-Doo-ish font. It's kind, it's got the serifs, and it's kind of in that kind of old school kind of 60s vibe sort of a thing. But then you go to the DVD, and it's totally different and just bad. Have I used the word bad enough? It's bad. Oh, God, it's bad. All right. I'm picky. DVDs are the future. You're right. I'm wrong. Funny enough, the actress for Velma has been in a Disney show. Well, there you go. That explains how they got the role. Like I said, I do think she's the best based off the trailer. She's the best of the whole cast, so that's fine. Am I excited for Aquaman ironically, or am I excited for Aquaman or ironically excited for it? Can it be both? Can it be both, though? Because, like, I am very excited to see an Aquaman on the big screen in his own movie. That's very exciting. But, like, given the track record of the DC movies, which is not to say that I haven't enjoyed a lot of them, I enjoyed Wonder Woman, and as I said in a previous video, I'm actually one of the people who enjoyed Suicide Squad, but don't tell anyone, because I will be kicked off the internet if that gets out. But it's, Aquaman, I'm scared it's not going to be the Aquaman that I'm familiar with, That's right, it is Ashley Tisdale's production company making the Scooby-Doo thing. That's right. Well, this has been an experience, gang. Tell you what, everyone mark your calendars. May 22nd, that's when this movie's going to be released. You can pre-order it now. I would suggest the DVD instead of the Blu-ray, so you can get that sweet cover, that sweet DVD cover that will totally be there. And also, so you can view this, what will likely be a disaster, in fewer pixels. Because I feel like fewer is better in this scenario. So, we have reached the maximum amount of people that are watching again as we're coming to a close. You can bootleg it if you want. I'm not going to condone that. I will be purchasing it with my own money. Because I want a sequel. I'm going to call it now. I haven't even seen this one, but I want a sequel. I want a sequel where it's other characters, I want Fred movie, where it's just Fred, right? And then I want a third one where it is Scooby and Shaggy. So they ramp up. They do Daphne and Velma, then they do Fred, and then all the money they earn, they can afford the CGI for Scooby. So then we have Shaggy and Scooby movie. And then in this big I was going to say cinematic universe, but it's not. They're not being released in the cinema. So in this big DVD universe of Scooby-Doo, I want the fourth installment to be just incredible. Like, just that you can tell they blew their entire budget. I will work on that movie for free. Ashley Tisdale Company, if we get to the fourth movie, heck, if we get to a second movie, I will donate my time and services to make these a reality. You heard it here first, folks. If we can get a Fred movie immediately after this, and then we get Scooby and Shaggy, and then we get the fourth one, the Mystery Gang. Actually, you know what? Let's make that the fifth one, because we need a fourth movie for the Mystery Machine itself. Or do we lump that in with Fred? These are the questions. These are the big kind of corporate questions that I feel like I could help answer if I was a part of the team. That's what I'm saying. Bring me on board of this creative process. Ashley Tisdale Company, whatever your name is. so that I can help produce these Scooby-Doo movies that will go directly to DVD. Let's skip Blu-ray altogether. You got Blu-ray as an option? Forget about it. Let's do DVDs. Let's hammer into that market. Everyone's focusing on the Blu-ray. There's so much competition out there for Blu-rays. Go to the DVDs. That's where we corner the market on Scooby-Doo. Think about it. It makes sense budget-wise, because when you have to get a low-budget CGI Scooby-Doo, it's gonna look better in DVD format than Blu-ray. It's gonna hide all those mistakes. Guys, let's make this happen. I don't know who you're gonna tweet at, who you're gonna email. Call your congressman, your senators, call anybody, because I want to be involved in these movies. I don't care how. I will do all of the work. I will storyboard. I've never drawn a thing in my life. I will be a part of that process. Why do we have 40 people watching me talk about this right now? This doesn't make sense. Oh, call the government. Call everybody. We're going to do a live stream review of this movie when it comes out. Mark your calendars, May 22nd. It's going to be a grand old time. It's going to be fun. Scott plays Fred. Let's do it. I will play Fred. I will take an enormous pay cut and work for free. I've never acted a day in my life, but you know what? I feel like that's going to be pretty on par for a lot of the other people in the Daphne and Velma movie anyway. So I feel like we cut corners there. I'll be your Fred. I will be your Fred. Hashtag, I will be your Fred. Let's make it happen, guys. Thank you for joining. 42 people watching. You guys are awesome. I'm going to turn that last 5 minutes of me yelling into a standalone clip on the internet, because that was a lot of fun. Hey guys. Thanks for watching. I'm going to leave now. We're going to leave on the high mark of this stream so we don't doesn't come to a lull later. I will work for Scooby Snacks, because that is how we do it around here. Thanks for watching. Let's do more of these live streams in the future. I'm going to do that really awkward thing where I stare in the camera for about 10 or 15 seconds so that the live stream doesn't cut me off mid-sentence. So, you know what? We'll just do this. We'll get the mic out of the way.